Welcome to the Broken Pencil Booking Company Pro Wrestling Podcast and radio show infused with hip hop. I am Wood.
Made daily with organic, farm to table, localized, neuralized, sterilized, Scotch guarded for 2020 repellent, available online, shipped via Amazon, not available on Sundays, but now available on thebeastradio.com. Broken Pencil Logic. You stay classy, internet. I'm Suave Burgundy.
It's not just the two of us today. No. Today is Thursday, June the 10th. Yeah, my lord.
Yeah, my lord.
I said, yeah, my lord.
Yeah, my lord.
Yeah, my lord.
20 and 21.
Hey, man.
Swang. Ricky Blaine up in this thing. You feel me?
Swang. What it do?
Man, nothing. We just over here just, breaking pencils and whatnot and keeping things kosher for the 2021 shot.
In the famous words of Huey, Rick Ross did not loving these hoes.
You dig?
I can dig it.
Yeah, man. We gonna have you on, seems like, for the show. You got some stuff to talk about, but so do we. So we'll just go ahead and make this a big old powwow.
Bet that.
Yeah, so let's get to it.
Man, no time to waste. I mean, we've done two phenomenal back-to-back, like, jam-packed episodes with information. Go back and check out episodes 117, 118, and with your favorite streaming outlets, and also YouTube. BrokenPencilBC.com. Show at BrokenPencilBC.com. Broken Pencil BC on all things social. So that's at Broken Pencil BC on what?
Everything.
Yo, I'm going to go out of order on this agenda that I'm looking at. First things first.
Oh, please do.
First things first. At AEW Double or Nothing, during the Casino Battle Royal, we had a guest appearance who seemed to be all elite at the time, but definitely fit the mold of the Joker for this match, and one Lio Rush. Little did we know, once again, that would be his last match. Ladies and gentlemen, Lio Rush has announced his retirement again from professional wrestling.
It's rough. That is rough.
Apparently, he separated his AC joint during the Casino Battle Royal match, and said it made it hard for him to pick up his newborn child. And all things considered, he figured that the future of his health was more important than his future in the professional wrestling business. So for the time being, Lio Rush is gone from professional wrestling.
It's definitely unfortunate. I wish him health and recovery and prosperity and all of those things. Because he's retired once before and not that long ago, you kind of feel like this might be athletic anxiety more so than like, okay, I can't do this anymore.
I'll definitely take that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, because Lloyd's of London doesn't exist anymore, right? They
still do. Anymore. No,
they do.
Oh, yeah. Insurance companies win based off of the fact that people not filing claims. So why would they not exist?
No, I mean, because you know of how we've always heard, especially through the early and mid 90s, where different wrestlers were essentially retiring to collect on the policy and then finding a way to go back to working.
Yeah, they're definitely still in business as the website is up and running and looking very good.
So it would be interesting to see, whether or not Leo has a Lloyd's of London policy. I think that would probably have been a very astute investment on his part. Hopefully Tony Kanos, as we refer to him, is covering all of the medical expenses.
Soon to be called Genghis Kanos if he keeps up.
Soon to be called what?
Genghis Kanos.
So hopefully everything works out. Hopefully, whatever Leo ends up deciding to be the permanent decision, that he's happy and that, you know, he's able to continue to provide for his family and enjoy his family. I'm holding out hope that maybe, especially because he's so young, this may just be athletic anxiety.
Yeah, I would love for it to be that alone. Even if it is permanent, like, you know, great career, did he reach his potential? Depends on what he considers his potential to be. I mean, naturally, people are going to have higher expectations than what the individual is going to have, but it depends on how high the individual sets that bar.
Facts. Then considering his size, he's probably overachieved.
Man, especially in the WWE for the short time that he was there.
You know what I'm saying? To make it to WWE at his size is definitely like, he's probably overachieved, because like we were talking about in the group text, even after Double or Nothing, we're like, this dude is the smallest guy on AEW's roster not named Marco Stunt.
That boy batting 1,000 a day.
Like that's an achievement within itself. Like for him to be the smallest guy on that roster not named Marco Stunt, and you didn't really think about it when he came out for the Casino Battle Royal. Like, I mean, that's a nod to his talent and his ability to put on.
Ricky, what you feel about Leo?
I guess I got into. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of Leo, especially when he was in WWE. I kind of got on him late when he got to 205 and WWE late. But after like he post WWE and after WWE all the 205 stuff, I became a fan. I was pulling for him. So I think he's, like you said, maybe overachieved maybe a little bit. I mean, he's not I think Leo's great, man. I feel bad for him. I saw it this morning, so man, that's tough. I didn't get to see him a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him a few times, but I didn't get to see him a whole bunch. So it's kind of tough. But I wish him the best for sure. I saw that this morning. Like I said, it was just, that's tough, man. I think I read that he said he's gonna have one more match when he heals up in New Japan, but we'll see how it goes, I guess.
One thing that Leo got that most people don't get, considering his size, is a ton of free reign mic time on Monday Night Raw. Like that, he can go some. He got some mic skills for sure. That whole angle with Bobby Lashley, like we went from 1 week to be like, turn his damn mic off to keep his mic on. Where is he? Why did they take him away from Lashley? Like all of these things, like within a matter of weeks, we turned the corner on him, and he just like polarizing to say the least. But you know, on this side of things, we were there for him because he had a story to tell, both behind the scenes and on the camera, and we were here for it. Hopefully, that invitation that he extended to us still remains open, and we'd love to get him on here the next few weeks. Shameless plug, Swab. That might be a hell of a birthday present for your boy, guys. This is the world famous month of heat, hot boy June.
Wow. Hot boy June.
No Johnny Ace though. No Johnny Ace though. Right on.
Look,
man. So keeping it in AEW though, last week on Dynamite, which was on a Friday after the NBA playoffs, if you watched it, you were treated with something we talked about. We didn't know where it was going to happen, but let alone this fast. All Elite now has Andrade El Idolo,
aka the plug.
The plug, yeah.
Fam, he came out dripping with all of the used car swag.
That boy got the dopest used car lot in San Juan. You hear what I'm saying?
Keyword dope.
Los Zeta Autos.
Man, that boy, from the shoes to the dome, that boy was on fire. And Vicky,
I just want somebody to go ahead and execute this cartel gimmick. Like, I know WWE's not going to do it because they're a little too sanitized. You're getting ready to try to sell, possibly, and all of your suitors are like, you know, very much in favor of the PG era. But I need somebody with some stones to execute this Mexican cartel gimmick I've been pitching for all this time.
Do we get a mixtape with AEW? Do we get Andrade along with the Lucha Brothers?
No.
Damn. Sammy Guevara.
Nah. Probably not. That would probably be Sammy's opponent.
Sadly. But
Sammy don't speak a lick of Spanish. It ain't gonna work.
But he could make Sammy. Andrade could make Sammy in this one.
That's what Jericho's supposed to be doing.
Supposed to be, but they still on the same side.
Not doing. You get to pay too much for me to do your job.
Meanwhile, you got Sean Spears over here doing 3-second tans for the boy. In a gimmick match. Who else we have?
We don't have that many on the rosters before you start.
Fuego?
You gotta start looking for outside help.
Fuego del Sol?
I mean,
nah.
Maybe.
Man, Serpentico.
Okay.
That one seems probably the most likely, unfortunately, that no one really knows who Serpentico is other than watching AEW.
Have you heard him speak?
No.
Well, then there's that. And then you gotta wash off that tag team with Luther. You gotta wash that off.
Man. It's so many factions.
Yeah, that's
in AEW.
Even if you don't watch Dark, that is kind of creeped through AEW television over time. So you gotta wash that off before you turn them into a kingpin.
So who do you put? Go ahead, Ricky.
Speaking of Dark, did y'all remember I told y'all at the SWE Fury show about a chick named Queen Aminata? She's been kind of making a name for herself around the independent scene. She's been getting a lot of looks on AEW Dark, probably 3 weeks in a row. She got a lot of looks.
Oh,
but
word?
I wanted to see if y'all had checked her out yet.
No, we haven't, because I don't watch. Honestly, it's so much wrestling to watch. We don't watch. Well, I can't say we, but I don't watch Dark on a consistent basis. It's one of those things where
I don't use it either. I think only reason I watch it because Prime was on Dark. That's his debut. His debut was on Dark 2 times, so I ended up watching Dark because of that. And I started seeing they bring a lot of independent talent in to do those Dark matches. I'm like, damn, okay. And so they brought Queen Aminata. I believe she's gonna sign soon, man. She's got a lot of looks from them, but yeah, she's dope. Oh, y'all gotta check her out when y'all get a chance. She's dope, man. She's real dope.
That's usually what'll make me check out Dark. Like somebody has to tell me that there's something on there I have to see. Otherwise, it's so much wrestling content in a week that I gotta be bored or have insomnia to start going through like YouTube stuff.
And WWE is looking at AEW stronghold because on the wrestling landscape, AEW right now has more hours of TV per week than WWE does, even though WWE has their quote unquote own network. Which is insane to imagine for a company that's actually not even 2 years old. Barely 2 years old now.
Barely.
It's a lot. It's a lot.
Speaking of SWE Fury, here's something that we missed last week that is huge news. Shouts out to Teddy Long. Shouts out to Tony Snow. Damn, I'm too old for hiccups. Man.
Do you age out of hiccups?
Never.
Is there something you age out of?
Never.
No.
They say when you do hiccups, you're growing, but the only way I'm gonna grow is gonna be outward, not upward. And I'm not trying to grow outward anymore.
Hold your breath.
Stop eating.
Hold your breath. Yeah.
SWE Fury has just signed a pay-per-view deal for weekly pay-per-views.
Weekly pay-per-view?
Weekly pay-per-views.
Wow.
Hey, we'll go ahead and make that pitch we were talking about. Go ahead. Yeah, it's about that time.
I mean, they're going to be here on the 19th.
The 19th. Yep. In Irving at the convention center.
I plan on being there.
Car looking loaded.
And I
plan on being there.
I'm going to be there. Unfortunately, I'm going to be a little late, a little fashionably late. I hate to say it, but I'm going to be late. But man,
aren't we always fashionably late though?
We got to stop that rapper shit, man. That shit doesn't translate well to the wrestling world.
I want you to stop calling it rapper shit. How about that?
What else is it? What else is
Everybody say rappers late. They always call us late, bro.
Rappers be late as fuck. Tell me I'm
rappers
lying.
Be on time for what they're doing. Y'all got to stop putting that stigma on us.
Ain't nobody gonna wait on you, wordsmiths.
Ain't nobody supposed to be there when the venue open. I'm not helping set up chairs.
Hey, but it might.
Those days are over.
Unless
I got money tied up in the venue, I'm not finna be there when the venue opens.
New industry. We might be doing that from time to time. Not putting it in the air.
Now in that case, absolutely I'll be there. If I don't put in on the venue, I got money on the deposit and the retainer and the insurance and all that. Of course I'll be there early.
Feel me?
But if I go on at 12:15, don't expect to see me before 10:30.
The footage that showed up online of Enzo getting KTFO'd at the last SWE Fury event, which should be making it to television. I really hope they don't show this on television, because this is on syndicated local TV. This is what you don't want. I will say this though. On the June 19th show, let me run down the names of people that are scheduled to appear as it sits right now. Hall of Famer, Big Sexy Kevin Nash. Of course, your general manager, Teddy Long. W. Morrissey, aka Cass XL, formerly known as Big Cass. Melina, Enzo. Oh, he coming back? The Boogeyman, Bushwhacker Luke, Mil Muertes, also known as Macias. Lacey Von Erich, the real world heavyweight champion Charlie Haas, Rodney Mack, and we can't tell you we can't tell you what we found out the last show, but hopefully by the time this show airs, you'll understand. Jazz, Teal, Piper, and Deimos, Christy Janes, the OMGs, Kevin Sullivan, Moonshine Mantell, Max Castellanos, and many, many more. This is the only company. Loaded. This is the only company right now in pro wrestling that has a true open door policy, as evidenced by the return was it Jax Dane and Crimson at the last show?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember seeing Crimson.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's funny how you can see people on one show one week, like where it'd be like MLW or AEW, and in the next week end up here in Dallas for SWE Fury. So if you're in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, this show, this is an all-day event. It takes place starting at 2:30 p.m., ends approximately 10:30 p.m., with the TV taping starting somewhere around 5 or 6 o'clock. And we vipping.
VIP.
You did.
VIP. BOPPA.
Yeah. I wonder, have y'all been to the Urban Convention?
Now that should be a good look though.
I haven't since they redid it.
Okay, yeah, not in a while. I think the last time I was there was for like a Kickspo.
Man, woo, talk about a throwback.
You feel me? Like, yeah, that was the last time I was in the Urban Convention Center. It was for Kickspo.
Yeah, man.
Okay, so I know it's bigger than Eddie Dean's then.
Oh no! It's the actual convention center.
Yeah.
It's in like you can hold basketball tournaments in that bad boy.
Oh damn! Okay.
Yeah, it's a venue.
Nice.
Yeah, Eddie D's is more of a ballroom / it got used for club. It got used for like high school, college club party type shit. But it's really like a honky tonk ballroom type thing.
I tell you though,
I liked it though. I love the atmosphere of the ballroom. I loved it. That event was cool. I liked it. I ain't gonna lie, I liked it.
That was dope.
The hotel event that they did actually had the same kind of atmosphere with a full bar and restaurant directly behind the hard camera, which made it really dope, because you would never think that a hotel ballroom would have that much real estate to put a wrestling ring in and still have dressing rooms and chairs all the way around the ring, plus a ramp. It was I look forward to having SWE rather do more events at that hotel that they did in it was a Statler Hotel in downtown Dallas. SWE is going to be making some noise, man. For some odd reason, I don't know why Texas, but because bitch, Texas. There's so many dope ass independents right now, and like DFW Pro. I'm tripping. One huge name that's going to be at this event that wasn't listed.
Huge.
The MLW World Heavyweight Champion Jacob Fatu, also scheduled to appear.
on game. Big Oos. Big Oos.
You feel me? You feel me? That's the Oos you gotta call ahead of, like, who all gonna be there?
The Oos with the juice.
You feel what I'm saying? So that's a good look. We've never had a chance to see him up close and personal. Matter of fact, he has a couple of dates in the area.
No, we have seen him up close and personal. We saw him with MLW 2 summers ago in a War Games match.
This is true. I mean, this is true, but like for these events and then the VIP access that we have, like
we
actual up close and personal.
We like, moonwalked into VIPage on that one, but there are these events here. Oh yeah, true indeed, VIP action here. There's another event that's coming up. I just sent it to Swab before the show started. Let me see if I can run down this card real quick because this one's crazy too. This is VIP. Speaking of VIP Wrestling Dallas, part of the DFW Pro Wrestling Alliance, if you will.
Bugatti
prevents BMF on Friday, June 25th at the Haltom Theater, another dope ass wrestling venue in the Metroplex. Your world heavyweight champion JTG, Jay the God, will be there.
Broken Pencil Zone.
Bullet Club Chase Owens will be there. Super Beast will be there. Will Allday. If you haven't seen him, he's a pretty fun one to watch.
Oh yeah, man! I just became a fan. I told him about a month ago. Yeah.
Yep. Suge D will be there. Chris Dickinson will be there. EC3. Shane Taylor,
be aka Pineapple Pete.
Jacob Fatu will be there, and Journey Fatu will be there as well. If you don't know who Journey Fatu is, he's the little brother of Jimmy and Jay.
They just don't stop making them
look just like the twins too.
Like they don't stop making Usis. It's like an assembly line.
Masha Slamovich, what a name. Chandler Hopkins.
Yeah, that's dope.
Barrett Brown and Renee Michelle all scheduled to appear for Pro Wrestling Dallas VIP Wrestling's BMF event on Friday, June 25th. Shouts out Lou Gotti. You know Lou Gotti gonna be there.
Lou Gotti.
I wouldn't be surprised if Hammerstone showed up too to interject in something, because I'm thinking the world title match is gonna be JTG versus EC3. That would be my guess.
I'm with it.
But I would love to see Shane Taylor versus JTG, because Shane Taylor was laying some very, very loaded and stiff forearm shots at the last event.
Yeah, Shane get busy. Like Shane don't pull punches. Like I don't believe he does that.
And
we spoke about that because he fought Primetime Dante, my boy Primetime. I was like I said, I thought he was about to knock my boy out a couple times. I was like, damn, like,
well,
yeah, dude. I said, damn, he laid into your ass. He's like, yeah, he hit hard as fuck. So I mean, hey.
Like there's all that arm slapping and leg slapping. There is none of that with Shane Taylor. It's just forearm to face.
Man, we ain't got time for all that. Is it? No.
And speaking
the slap be the slap.
Ricky, speaking of your boy Primetime, while we running through DFW events, you got something to talk about, right?
Yeah, I do got something to talk about, man. June 18th. This is not this Friday. Next Friday, they got a big event, Sormania 2. They got Sormania 2 going on. I'm actually walking my boy Primetime. If y'all, those who don't know, Dante Smalley, Primetime Dante Smalley. He's a OIWA International Heavyweight Champion. I do his entrance music. So he's going against Austin Aries.
Oh.
He faces Austin Aries. So Austin Aries will be on that card as well. Gino Medina, Alex Hammerstone. Who else will be on? I'm not too. It's a couple more guys. It's gonna be a good event, man. Like I said, I told you guys about it. Y'all can. I think it's gonna be in a. I can't. Man, I ain't sure off the top of my head. I don't want to get the line right now, but I can't tell you exactly where it's gonna be at. But follow me on Instagram, on social media handles, and y'all find it. I got the flyer posted up and everything like that.
All right, let me run it down for you. It's at the Pro Touch Indoor Soccer Stadium at 10717 East Northwest Highway in North Dallas.
There he is.
So we got, as you said, Primetime Dante Smiley versus Austin Aries, with you walking to the ring. If you gonna be there, you know it's a whole lot of gang activities gonna happen.
I gotta have a gang there.
Let's see. DJ Braun versus Alex Hammerstone, who is the MLW National Openweight Champion. Gino Medina will be there as well, as stated. And there's some others that will be there who I'm unfamiliar with. But
yeah, a couple other guys, man. Y'all's gonna be some good talent. Actually, it's gonna be a triple threat ladder match. Ty Wilson, Savion, and D'Anthony Price, which is gonna be a good one, man. That's gonna be a good one.
And yeah, Soar Wrestling. I mean, wow, just whew. This is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good card here. And we looking at back-to-back nights in Dallas of indie wrestling. Another week later, we got more indie wrestling, and then in July we have the return of live action events with WWE in Houston, Fort Worth, and Dallas for a house show, which is crazy to start everything off with a house show in Houston to come to Fort Worth for Money in the Bank, and then Monday Night Raw the following night. Very interesting turn of events there. In those, and
I didn't know it was gonna be a house show. The first one, okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, Saturday night show in Houston's a house show. But what's even crazier is me and Suave talked about it before the show last week, as far as events in Dallas and where they were going to be at. And I wasn't thinking Money in the Bank was going to be in Fort Worth. I had completely forgot about Dickies Arena in Fort Worth as being a venue for something. But they're going to try their hand at a pay-per-view to come back to that place as a makeup for I think it was a SmackDown it was a Raw that got canceled right before the pandemic happened.
Yeah, it was a Raw. March 23rd, I believe.
Yeah. And so then, as we're talking about live events, let's talk about what's happening. What is it, August? Is it August the 12th? Saturday, August the 12th. I may have my date wrong, but I believe it's Saturday.
21st.
Okay, Saturday, August 21st. We have, in the boxing world, because, bitch, Texas.
Oak Cliff, Texas, specifically.
Mm-hmm.
Errol Spence Jr. taking on Manny Pacquiao. Right down the street, you're going to have WWE SummerSlam 2021.
Pacquiao getting worked.
Here's the deal.
Sure.
Vegas is on West Coast time right now. In the event, or to prevent, rather, an overrun, WWE has already stated that they plan on stopping the show or having the show end prior to the start of the main event down the street with Pacquiao and Spence. So for a cool, possibly $3,000, you can go to Vegas and have the time of your life in one day if you're a sports fan.
Look, I said 3 racks, and on the cool, the majority of that is gonna be airfare and accommodations. Like, if you can go and get you a ticket now, you might make it because you're a little bit too close. Because everybody finna be outside. It's summertime. Prices going back up. But yeah, price just went back up. So, but on the cool, like, if you could end up buying a ticket package for SummerSlam that would take care of a lot of that, and all you gotta worry about is your flight, I think you can come in under 3 racks and have, like, a GOAT sports weekend.
And hosting or guest appearing at SummerSlam already announced, who is sure to be at the fight as well, Cardi B.
Hot girl.
Johnny Ace is...
This might be the greatest time ever to go to Vegas. Like, there may not be a better time ever to go to Vegas because you got a major heavyweight, or not a heavyweight fight, but a major card fight in Vegas with a top-tier world champion and an upcoming top-tier world champion. You have a loaded SummerSlam card, so it's going to be the first full capacity stadium show from WWE. It's just, you got Cardi B out there, which means Meg Thee Stallion ain't going to be far behind.
Woo-hoo!
I mean, they'll be outside.
She got some pictures right now that just reinvent her whole wheel, man. Oh my God.
Over under 50%, you see Roman at the fight.
Ooh. Well, actually, you know what? I'm going to say the over is going to be probably 99%. Reason being, who's hosting the Spence Pacquiao fight?
Who that deal?
Fox pay-per-view.
Bing, bing. Every time I come around your city, bing, bing.
Boy,
I'm just saying, like, when they start working in cahoots, it's a whole lot of cash money for the 99 and 2000 popping off in Vegas that weekend. When have you ever heard WWE say, we finna back off a time slot for another sporting event?
Oh, wait. Talk about price just went up and backing off.
My thing is, so it's on both days, both fights on Sunday?
Saturday.
Saturday. So like SummerSlam is daytime Saturday. They're probably gonna move up into that. They'll instead of the pre-show starting at 5 Central, it'll probably the actual pay-per-view will be going on at 5 Central.
But keep in mind, 5 Central means the show ends at the latest 10 Central, which puts you about 30 to 45, 30 to an hour, 30 minutes to an hour and a half before the start of the main event of the boxing match.
That part.
It is
so, and that's saying it's gonna be a 4-hour show. Like if they're already talking about making measures to cut, depending on who's already been greenlit to come from WWE's roster over to the fight, I mean, you could see 3.5. You probably not gonna see less than 3.5 though. It's SummerSlam.
So let's talk about some money though, for real. So I believe that the Pacquiao Spence fight is taking place in the MGM Grand, the mecca for boxing in Las Vegas, or really in the world right now. Like that is the spot right now.
Sound about right.
All right. The SummerSlam event is taking place at Allegiant Stadium, that new multi-billion-dollar stadium complex that hosts the UNLV running Rebels football team as well as the Las Vegas Raiders.
The Raiders.
72,000 seats available.
They're going to try to fill all them holes up, too.
If there's ever an attempt at a super spreader event after vaccination season, this is it.
It's up.
All the way. It's all the way up. So
this is going to be America's litmus test of whether they know it or not.
This is definitely going to be the test, bro. They got to be like, yo, this going to be crazy.
It's funny that so goes the professional wrestling industry, so goes the rest of the world, because nobody thought about opening up and removing restrictions on things like masks and vaccinations and things of that nature before WWE announced that they were going back on tour.
Yeah, I mean, AEW ended up beating them to the punch for the test. Well, hell, if we gonna keep it real, the Rangers beat everybody to the punch on the test. Rangers on opening day said, "Fuck it, we going 42,000,"
and the place holds 46,000.
Yeah, not 4,200. We going 42,000 on opening day, and this is like what 2 months ago.
Not even here.
And speaking of getting back to normal, we know 2022 is going to bring back the XFL, which Suave and I've already said we will be Renegade season ticket holders.
Facts. It's too easy. It's too easy, Drill Sergeant. It's too easy.
What'd you say, Ricky?
I forgot it's coming back. The XFL coming back. I forgot about that.
XFL is coming back, and the USFL is coming back next season.
Oh, dope. So the Rock is
we finna be outside.
XFL, right?
What's that?
The Rock is the owner of XFL, right?
The Rock is part of a part of an interest group that owns the XFL. The Rock and his ex-wife.
Okay, cool.
Which they do a lot of business together. Which that's a really dope thing to see, is that you guys could be divorced, share a child, and still be able to make millions together.
Yeah, when you don't have it, I'm assuming you don't have any of those stressors that make you two being in the same room difficult. Like, it's all right.
And at the end of the day, if you don't want to talk about work, you can talk about your child who's in training to be a professional wrestler at the NXT Performance Center.
These are truths.
Man, that's a whole lot of gang activity right there. That's putting the oos. That's putting the stamp on the oos right there.
That's why we call him Big Oos.
So okay. It's right. Can't forget about the Rock, Big Oos.
So let's go back to this Andrade thing real quick, Suave. So what do you think this means for Charlotte, because her booking has been crazy lately?
I don't know if it means all that much anymore. I think we're getting closer to a point where you might see a couple of people pull the Randy Orton move, where you kind of use AEW as a bargaining chip. Because you have for those of you who follow Charlotte or saw Charlotte on social media, her reaction to Andrade debuting would make you think some or anything, but really it's just, she's being supportive of her fiance, which is totally dope. But for those who like to read too much into anything, it's like, oh, well, Charlotte has been used poorly on television. When her contract comes up, this may be an opportunity for her to sneak away or go somewhere else. Like, first of all, have you seen AEW's women's division?
Listen, as if Charlotte has a really bad habit of no selling the things that she should be selling. At least we think she should be selling, and it looks like she's genuinely pissed when she starts no selling. Can you imagine? Can you imagine if an errant fly punch hits her square in the temple? What's going to happen?
Beat somebody up in real life. Because we've seen her, kind of get off on a few people. Like when she get into her mode and somebody kind of botches or ain't up to speed to work at her level. Like I can only imagine how bad it could get in AEW. Because like I said, have you seen the women's division? The only other thing is like you have the opportunity to pull off that one shot with her and Tessa Blanchard.
Man. Truth be told, you can go and look at you can go through the whole women's roster right now and go to Peacock or even YouTube and search for matches with women naturally. And you'll be hard pressed to find a match where Charlotte didn't find or didn't take umbrage to something that happened to her during the match where she took something and returned the receipt instantly. Like the list of receipts that she did not return is so low that's going to be like finding Waldo.
But yeah, her in AEW seems unlikely, but I can definitely see if she has any type of contract negotiation coming up soon, that it would be something that's like, hey, I'm talking to them, they offered me this, or I know I can get this here, so that makes the number over here much higher, even though WWE would probably throw a bag and a half at her anyway just on GP.
I mean, just that the fact that Rick is still there. Like, you're not going to let Rick go to the AEW to reform what's left of the Horsemen.
Yeah, she go from Charlotte Flair to Ashley Flair.
Or Ashley Fleer.
Either or. I mean, it matters not.
You right.
But, yeah, I mean, she can be happy because she knows her fiance has secured a bag. He has a place to work. He didn't really stay on the open market very long. I'm sure he's financially secure. Even a more baller move, he negotiated some creative control into that contract, which I didn't think he was going to be the first one to pull that card, though.
And that jury is still out because there are articles that contradict that statement.
We gonna see.
We definitely will.
We gonna see. We gonna see very soon how much creative control he has.
He better have nothing but upper echelon matches, nothing but, because anybody below the bar, if you will, they're about to get it handed to them. But hopefully, we get to see the Andrade that we saw in NXT. That said, what do we do with Aleister Black, Tommy End?
According to some of those same people who were debunking the Andrade creative control rumors, are also saying that Aleister Black may not be of the unemployed ilk for very much longer either. He may be on his way back to where he came from.
Well, I mean, it's already been stated, in quote unquote rumor land, that his wife, Thea Trinidad, aka she's been gone. We literally
Zelina Vega.
Thank you, sir. Zelina Vega.
I already knew what you were doing. Like she been unemployed from WWE so long, you forgot her WWE name.
Yeah, well, because we were so happy to hear that Thea Trinidad was coming back.
Well, Zelina Vega,
but she
reportedly was going back to film some stuff, but it was no one gave any insight as to what that might be. And it is hot girl summer because Johnny Ace been out here getting it together.
Yeah, wheelchair and all. Well, not wheelchair, scooter and all. Hover around, if you will.
And people power.
Yeah, there's some P involved. I don't know about people. Where are we at on this agenda?
Trying to find out what Andrade gonna do and how long before Charlotte dip out on their ass,
or how long before Aleister Black pops back up on SmackDown.
I almost think it might be a good idea for them, if they're gonna bring him back, wait till SummerSlam. Like, whatever you have planned, whatever grandiose idea, just leave everybody in limbo. Don't make any announcements. I know the locker room is air quotes putting pressure on the fact that they want him back, but don't make any announcements and don't say anything about him being back until SummerSlam. Then let him Let him come back for whatever you guys plan for him to do. If he's gonna, if he's gonna help Seth Rollins or attack Seth Rollins, 'cause I know that was one of the plans as far as his creative was going. Something to that, just whatever it is, keep it tight-lipped until SummerSlam to give that man some type of momentum to work with.
Well, funny that you should say that, because I don't think we see him at SummerSlam, regardless of the why behind the what. Simply because August the 30th through September the 3rd, we found out we're going to have this year's WWE draft.
Trash.
So this is about a month early from when we've normally seen it, since they brought the draft back, which
AKA the subpar shakeup.
AKA the go here, you be all right.
The mediocre move around. Like, they gotta stop doing people like this. Like, it's not cool. That's not okay.
Oh,
it's not okay to do that to people.
Especially when you're in the middle of, like, the only person that could benefit from this, in my opinion, is Big E. Go back to Raw or have the New Day come back to SmackDown. But I really think that he needs to go back to Raw and leave the New Day on Raw.
Fix this shit, Rich.
You can keep him. You can keep him as a singles competitor, but put him back with Woods and Kingston quick, please. All these energy injuries during gimmick matches, we don't need that. Speaking of bad energy, what's up with Braun giving us baby mama energy?
That man got to keep his value as high as possible. I don't blame him, because it's bag season. You gotta try to get your bag. I said this last week, there's no way that man is going from a $1 million+ downside guarantee to a fourth of that, unless that's his last resort.
This is coming from a story, for those who need context, that Billy Corgan is interested in signing him to the NWA. Who's going to pay this man? Billy Corgan out of his own pocket?
Maybe. Or he take out a loan. He get a PPP loan and get it back.
Is Braun Strowman going to be the first wrestler ever to be paid mechanical royalties from a music artist?
I mean, you're going to figure out a way to pay him, because he's instantly the biggest star on your television, literally and figuratively. And like I say, if that man's making $1 million on a downside guarantee, this is before merch, this is before anything. Ain't no house shows, man. So he making $1 million downside guarantee. Look, you realize for Billy Corgan to pay him $500,000 a year is like monumental and significant. I don't think anybody in NWA Powerrr is making $500,000 a year.
Not even the world heavyweight champion Nick Aldis. There's no way he's making $500,000.
Yeah, if Nick Aldis is making $500,000 a year, it's because he's hustling in several different spots, and he's got some decent investments that have nothing to do with wrestling. Like Braun Strowman, to say Braun Strowman gets $500,000 a year is saying he's getting half of what he just left. I know us, the three of us on this podcast, ain't none of us looking to take half of what we getting now for anything. And if I'm Braun, I'll sit on my property and ride my four-wheeler and spend all of this money I have till I run out before I go take half, let alone a fourth. Because $250,000 is kind of where I see them being able to make it work, unless you just gonna pay him like for one shot. If you plan on signing him to anything exclusive, it's gonna take $500,000.
Let's talk about
250 if he just has financial troubles.
Let's talk about
he don't live like that.
Let's talk about the NWA for a brief moment while we're talking about pay-per-views. It was announced that on September the 28th, between the 28th and the 31st, the NWA will be returning to St. Louis or the St. Louis area. I'm sure it's going to be a smaller venue. But on the 29th, the NWA 73rd anniversary pay-per-view will be taking place. But this week on NWA Powerrr, on the 28th, or it was announced rather that on the 28th, it'll be the first ever NWA all women's pay-per-view entitled NWA Empower, in which the executive producer has been announced as one Mickie James.
That's a good look.
This is also the irony in this statement is this is also the same week that this was announced that WWE, somebody let the cat out of the bag and said that there will never be another Women's Evolution pay-per-view.
It's just one of those things they were told like behind the scenes, and because they were still working there, they kept quiet. So now you got to start looking at these releases and seeing what that timetable looks like. Versus, again, because you may not be signing these people to exclusive deals, but if you're doing an all women's pay-per-view, it looks good for you to buy one shots from a Heidi Lovelace, aka Ruby Riott, a Peyton Royce, all of these women that have recently become unemployed. And then you have Mickie James as the executive producer, knowing Mickie James' phone is full of all of these people
from everywhere.
Corn dogs, Jackie. Corn dogs for all these people.
It's a whole. That's a whole lot of like fire behind the scenes popping off right now, setting up for a great fall, if nothing else.
Whole lot of choppers on.
Bow. I finally listened to that, by the way.
And Mickie has it in her. She has something stuck in her craw from dealing with WWE, and then to be told we're never going to do another Evolution pay-per-view. So basically, what you're saying is the Women's Revolution was kind of a cash grab, and we done with that. So now Mickey's out to prove a point. She's got enough groceries that she can acquire to work with. Billy Corgan's bag is big enough. Like, this has potential to be very good.
The whole trash bag incident with Mickie James was so poetic and prophetic at the same time. This may be the resurgence of a women's career that we haven't seen ever, considering that she is in the neighborhood, maybe even north of 40.
You trash bag the end of her career in WWE. She finna body bag your division.
And before you recreated the women's title, she was the women that had the most title reigns prior to a Charlotte Flair and or Sasha Banks coming to the WWE main roster. That said, for SummerSlam, we've talked about this. This is now the third year we've talked about this, Suave. Are we going to get it this year?
If you don't get it this year, you ain't gonna get it.
We're only talking about one match. If you go back and listen to our SummerSlam shows and previews and talk about the match that find out the match we're talking about. But if you know what we're talking about. I totally
Brock
agree.
And Bobby, don't be crow.
No.
Don't be cruel. That's all I'm saying. Don't be cruel, WWE. We've been waiting on this long enough. Please do not give me a triple threat. I do not want to see Brock versus Bobby versus Drew. Find Drew somebody else to dance with.
Nobody's faster with adding and removing talent to the WWE roster page than the WWE or in a wrestling company for that matter. Brock is back. So I'm sick.
That wasn't going to go unnoticed. You knew it.
I'm sick of seeing Drew versus Bobby for whatever reason in a gimmick match. Like, you've already had the blow-off match. Like, you've already had the match that's supposed to end the feud, and here we go again. Nah, Brock ain't taking this laying down. He's coming back. Probably at this next pay-per-view. More than likely at Hell in a Cell, we're going to see Brock Lesnar.
Facts.
No SummerSlam?
No. That's going to lead to SummerSlam.
So the way we line this up, like when we first saw the story about Brock being added back to the Raw, specifically the Raw roster, was you're gonna see Brock show up and do kind of what he did when Roman and Strowman had their Hell in a Cell match. You're gonna have Brock come down, do something, and either cause Drew to lose or cause it to end in a no contest, which will be the third straight year that is it third straight or like 3 out of 4?
I think it was 2 out of 3. I think it's 2 out of 3.
Okay, well, no, so this will be the third out of 4.
Wait, so the first one was Fiend and Seth Rollins. What's the other one?
Fiend, Seth Rollins, and then Roman and Strowman. Those are 2 back-to-back years. That was back-to-back, yeah. I can't remember shit that happened in Hell in a Cell 20.
That was the I Quit match.
That's Roman. And that's Roman and Jay.
Yeah.
And then what's the other match? Because there were 2 Hell in a Cell matches. I don't think either one of those ended in like a no contest
that
or
was
a DQ.
Orton and Drew, and Drew got the title back.
Did he? No, he lost it finally.
Did he lose it to Randy in Hell in a Cell?
Yeah, he lost it to Randy. So okay. So this would make 3 out of 4 years where Hell in a Cell matches ended in some type of schmaz. So it's either no contest or Bobby retains via pin. So that would roll into Brock versus Bobby for SummerSlam. Drew's gonna have to find a dance partner for SummerSlam just to hold on just long enough. Or, you can give me Brock versus Bobby too at Money in the Bank.
Suave, this is the first time since Roman came back from his cancer diagnosis that we have.
Brock versus Drew. Go ahead.
This is the first time since Roman came back from his cancer diagnosis that we're going to have true fan engagement for or against Roman. That's not including walking out of an arena.
I can't wait for it.
Please do not fuck this up.
Like people don't listen well, but luckily he's not a face. He's not having to high five people, which he probably wouldn't anyway. I wouldn't be shocked to see Roman wear a mask to the ring, just because.
Like a tribal mask or just a mask?
I mean, they would dress it up, but I'm not against Roman wearing a face covering if that's a measure he feels like he needs to take.
If it wasn't for a full
and it's not
beard,
the first time he's done it. He used to do it with the Shield.
If it wasn't a full beard, I would say Roman would probably come out with face paint on for this match.
That seems like something you do like when he gets ready to turn face. Oh, he might do face paint for The Rock.
Well, war paint a la Umaga.
That's what I'm saying. He might do war paint for The Rock, but that seems like some extra special stuff. Like, I expect maybe tribal garb for The Rock. Like, you get the whole Samoan sash, and you might actually see him go to tights for that.
And we got, before we get into our fun bit of the show, as if this whole show hasn't been fun already.
Right.
Making its rounds is one John Cena.
I'm cool with it.
So word on the street is a I don't know how we get here, but really only way to get here is the fact that you've already ran through everybody, because he's wrecked everybody and left. Roman Reigns has. So the only person that you really haven't ran through is John Cena. But my thing is this: if it's going to be a main event, you have to run through John Cena at SummerSlam.
Mm-hmm. He needs another notch under his belt. You got to start bringing high level part timers in to feed to Roman, because you have such a long window between now and WrestleMania 39 in Hollywood, where that's pretty much where everyone's expecting to get Rock versus Roman.
Right.
So you have a lot of space to fill. I see no reason for him to lose between now and then, even though that is a hella long stretch. Even if it's Brock Lesnar, even if it's Bobby Lashley, I don't see a reason for him to take a clean L until WrestleMania 39, and that's a coin flip. Unless you're going to get a 3-match series out of The Rock, he shouldn't even lose then. Because you haven't put the effort into building anyone. We thought it was going to be Big E. They seem to have abandoned ship on his singles push and kind of left him languishing in the Intercontinental title picture. Who right now would you even put in a position to say that they were going to beat Roman?
The only person you could do is Big E, but he's been, like you said, next to Braun Strowman, Big E might be the worst upper mid card talent that we've ever seen.
Which now at this point you need another 6 months to a year, so you wouldn't even think about Big E until WrestleMania 38 here in Texas.
Because
Texas. When you're looking at the roster as comprised right now, and it doesn't look like we finna be in the business of signing new people. I don't see who you have, because Keith Lee's situation, we don't know it, so we don't know when he's coming back.
If he's coming back,
I'm looking at the setup. If Karrion Kross loses on Sunday, chances are he's on his way up. If he's on his way up, you might be able to do that for a WrestleMania.
Real quick
built
though,
properly, but that's a big ass if.
Real quick though, so do we plug this hole in AEW? Because it seems like every time someone gets released, we expect them to show up on AEW TV anytime they get released from WWE. There's still viable options as it relates to New Japan, Ring of Honor, Impact. I mean, and Ring of Honor, and even now MLW, since they have a national television audience now. come July 10th. You know, like
AEW is just the default for us because they have the biggest bag to offer. They have the biggest stateside bag to offer that's actively being used, and they have the most North American television time by anybody not named WWE.
This is a fact. And on that note, we have one more bit of business to conduct right here today. Ricky Blaine, you ready for a ride?
Let's go. I'm ready this morning. You know I'm ready this morning.
Hey, you know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. Just say that bitch again. I know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. You know who ain't gonna win. We say that bitch again. One, two, three. Get your tail. One, two, three. Get the fuck on. One, two, three. Get your tail. One, two, three. Get the fuck on.
This is only the second time we've had a guest on for You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win. The first was my wonderful fruit of my loins, if you will, JBL, who hopefully I get to see this Saturday.
Fantastic,
man! I haven't seen him in almost a year, so it'll be good to lay eyes on my seed. Ricky Blaine's in the house.
Yup.
We gonna play this game, but You Know Who Ain't Gonna Win for the NXT In Your House or Takeover In Your House pay-per-view coming up on Peacock this coming Sunday. Which I'm kind of upset about that because I have one of my yearly road trips coming up this Saturday, and I look forward to like watching while I drive. Don't practice that shit, y'all.
You've got to do better.
Hey, you talking to me?
You need a Tesla.
You act like this. This is a fact.
Yeah.
You act.
I seen they crossover not that long ago. I was like, oh, that's how we rocking.
You act like you haven't done the same thing coming back from New Orleans.
I wasn't driving either.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that's right. Judge me then. All right.
Safety first.
Let's run down this card real quick. If you haven't been watching NXT, you've missed some pretty decent television with a Brandalorian that we should be handing out to one Adam Cole, baby.
Man,
he Adam Cole hit a Brandalorian on Karrion Kross so tough that this week he doubled down and said, I beat your ass on the mic.
I mean, he did. And then to make matters worse, like everybody who came out took their own shot. It was like shoot around at American Airlines Center. Like everybody was putting up shots.
I mean, there was 3-pointers, there were free throws, there were 15-foot J's, there were a couple layups and one dunk, and all of them hit net. Every one of them was.
You got a layup line, a mid-range jumper shot, and a 3-point contest all going on at the same time.
There was a weave going on at one point last night, or on Tuesday night rather.
I don't know who Karrion pissed off or who thought this was a good idea, but he been under siege for the last 2 weeks.
I wouldn't be surprised if he has his own room, not even a locker room, just his own room to go to.
Like I'm like, bro, who decided to take the crescent wrench and undo his screws?
That's all you heard. For the North American title and now also the NXT tag team titles, Bronson Reed and MSK versus Legado del Fantasma. Winner takes all. Suave. Who ain't gonna? Ricky Blaine. You were the guest here. Who ain't gonna win?
I don't think Legado and them not gonna win this one. I think Bronson Reed them too high right now. But I won't be surprised if they don't win though. I won't be surprised if they do get an upset win though. But I gotta give an answer though. So give me Legado and them not gonna win. They not winning.
Suave, who ain't gonna win?
This is rough. I'm not sure what the plans are for the Phantasma gang. I'm gonna go with Santos and the gang not winning.
This is one of the few times where I'm going to go against the grain. Although Bronson Reed just got the North American title, MSK and Legado, in terms of Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza specifically, have been having some barn burning matches, and they've been a hair from winning. And knowing this booking, I'm expecting the champions not to retain, simply because this is an easy way to get Santos Escobar a singles championship without punishing anybody on the championship squad.
Mm-hmm.
Then are you going to turn Bronson Reed heel because he's upset he didn't get pinned to lose his title?
No, not at all. Bronson Reed's just going. Honestly, I think it's probably going to be a hot shot. I probably would expect him to get that back during a rematch on NXT TV more than anything else.
Okay, I can probably live with that. It's slightly unnecessary, but at this point,
I mean, but how many times have we seen
of some boosts?
How many times have we seen a winner take all match go for the win? I mean, go for the losers. Not the losers, the people who walk in without the belts. Never. I don't think we've ever seen that.
How often do you see winner take all matches?
Not often, but again, it's a 0%. Considering who's backstage, I really like the idea of the champions losing this one and Bronson Reed getting some revenge in the future while you keep the belts on Wild and Mendoza, even though I will be the first one to tell you I've never been a Joaquin Wild fan, even as Zima Ion or DJ Z or whatever he's going to call himself.
That man has worked really hard to get away from that. So you need to hit the bell for him just for having a lot of stick-to-itiveness.
I'm gonna hit this because this is part of his old wheelhouse.
That's disrespectful.
Is it though?
It is.
Your champion, the NXT Women's Champion, Raquel Gonzalez with Dakota Kai versus Ember Moon with Shotzi Blackheart. Well, maybe with Shotzi Blackheart. Who ain't gonna win?
Ember ain't winning.
I hate to say it, man. I'm with you on that one. Ember's not winning this match.
I can't hear shit right now.
Huh?
Yeah.
Suave.
Okay, now I can hear you.
There we go. Whew, technology's a bitch. I swear.
Every time.
We got Ember not winning.
You say what?
We got Ember not winning.
You got Ember not winning? That sounds about right. Raquel Gonzalez is not getting beat anytime soon.
Yeah, I would agree. Mercedes Martinez versus Xia Li in the singles match. I really hope that opens up the show.
Mercedes ain't winning.
I'm gonna go Mercedes not winning. I've heard some things about some things that might be planned for her. So if that's the case, she might be wrapping up in NXT.
Oh, that I didn't hear, but I want to go with Mercedes Martinez not winning as well, simply because Io Shirai is back.
So the creative that I've heard is that when Hot Girl Summer kicks off and Evolution comes back, that Eve's gonna have a heater. Because apparently she's not going to be the mouthpiece for anybody. She's actually coming back to do some wrestling. So two names I've heard kicked around. One was Mercedes and the other one was Piper from NXT UK. But one of those two being her heater.
Piper going to kill Eva.
No, not to wrestle against. To be the heater for.
Got you. I got you. All right. Well, okay.
And then Mercedes can kind of give off a China vibe sometimes. Like if you book it the right way and dress her up the right way,
you put enough black leather on her. You're absolutely right. I'll give you that one there. For the vacant $1 million championship, yes, we're bringing back the $350,000 strap that has diamonds and gold all around that bad boy, courtesy of one Ted DiBiase, Cameron Grimes versus L.A. Knight. Yeah. Ricky Blaine, who ain't gonna win?
Cameron Grimes ain't gonna win.
Really?
I can't see him. He's not winning. I can't see him being the $1 million guy for that belt. I can see L.A. Knight actually being that guy with that belt too. But yeah,
you know what the problem is with L.A. Knight to me? The problem with L.A. Knight to me is he talks too damn much. He fits the mold of $1 million champion, but he talks too damn much. I got L.A. Knight not winning. Who you got, Suave?
Well, who's giving him the microphone when he's walking to the ring every week? This is by design. If he talks too much, it's because they're giving him too much time to talk.
He ain't said one scripted word since he's been in WWE at all.
That might bode well for him in NXT, but all of his words will be scripted on Mondays and Fridays. So you should get used to that. I don't know. I want to see Cameron Grimes win, so I'm going to go LA Knight not going to win.
There we go. something about Cameron Grimes in this whole I got rich during the pandemic gimmick is doing.
Like he got a real bag. He is really a millionaire off this. Like, go crown that man.
See, my only thing is with him, like I feel like with that build, like I guess the history, most guys turn heel after that. You know what I mean? So I just think I feel like LA Knight is more of a heel and he'll turn that than Cameron will right now. He would continue his little gimmick he's doing right now and keep on being a rich guy.
I totally agree. The way I look at it, like WWE logic says, LA Knight wins it at In Your House, and then Cameron Grimes starts a exclusive feud with him, and then wins the $1 Million Championship either on an episode of NXT TV or the next takeover,
or worse, corroborates with the $1 Million Man to buy the championship off of LA Knight.
That would be that's a twist. Now on the cool. Nice. Now if you redid that or did something with the twin referee, if you could find twins that could ref,
hey,
like I'd be up for that. I would be up for that.
If only the Usos weren't busy,
bruh.
And then finally for the NXT Championship, you have a fatal 5-way with man, this is gonna be so good. Pete Dunne versus Johnny Gargano versus Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole versus your champion, Karrion Kross. Fellas, who ain't gonna win?
I'm gonna get bold. Karrion Kross not gonna win.
Ooh, you gonna get bold.
No, well, I already know Karrion. I'm already on the guys that Karrion Kross ain't gonna win.
So you want me to pick the champion?
Anybody not named blank.
Anybody not named Johnny Gargano.
You think Johnny Takeover gets the belt back?
No, I'm saying I thought you wanted me to pick the champion. Like,
yeah, that's the champion.
The champion will be anybody but Johnny Gargano.
Oh no! Who ain't? This is you. You know who ain't gonna win. Now you know who gonna get the championship. You know who ain't gonna win.
Yeah, I said Karrion Kross is not going to win.
I'm gonna say anybody not named Adam Cole ain't gonna win.
There you go. Okay, now anybody not named Adam Cole. I got Adam Cole winning, so anybody not named
Adam Cole.
Yeah. That shit just sounds weird when it comes out. So we're all in agreement that we get a new champion and Adam Cole coming back? Because I'm building towards whatever takeover goes with SummerSlam, because that's what you're probably going to get. And you can have Kyle O'Reilly's crowning achievement, because Adam Cole is going to be who puts over at Kyle O'Reilly.
But do you take the belt off of Kross to do that? Because
you have other plans for Kross. Kross is too big to be on NXT's current roster. Man. Now, if you want to re-infuse some talent, you want to put Damian Priest back in NXT, send Keith Lee back to NXT, and then add some more firepower. Yeah, but right now, the entire NXT roster is undersized with the exception of about 4 or 5 people. Bronson Reed, and then I can't think of the rest. So,
bruh,
Killian Dane.
I've never thought about that. I've never looked at it like that. That's crazy. That's true, though. Like, damn, I never looked at it like that.
Yeah, you got Killian Dane and Bronson Reed and Karrion Kross, and then you got a bunch of people that look like they came straight off of Evolve. And that's not a knock against them, because they can handle their own. But in the traditional WWE size universe, galaxy, whatever you want to call it, like there's 3 and then there's everybody else.
Yeah, you got the members of Imperium who are average size.
Which
I don't is average size, but he's short.
Mm-hmm. Well, and what's crazy is, even though Pete Dunne is not is not that short, but he's only like 205 pounds. That's right. The crazy part.
The next biggest person on the roster after Karrion Kross and Bronson Reed right now might be Raquel Gonzalez. Like dead ass.
Well, I said Killian Dane, but he's not in the main event picture either.
Right, I forgot about Killian. So okay, that's 3. I said 5. I'm short 2.
Right.
Oh, boy, from Hero. Suge Knight.
Okay, AJ. I ain't seen AJ
ain't wrestling yet, so I haven't counted him. Because I already said AJ's gonna be a star. They got to get away from that damn 90s rap gimmick shit, though. They have to get away from that.
Yeah, bro, they got to.
They need some coaches on that shit.
Yeah, they clothes is corny. Like, just like, nah.
But I mean, but Swerve Scott, like, if you woke up next week and saw his name back to Shane Strickland, I wouldn't be mad, because that's the vibe he's giving off right now. He's more Shane Strickland now than he's ever been in NXT.
I need everybody to put on all black with the turtlenecks like the Death Row Vibe cover, and that's the only thing. That's the only thing you wear if you're not dressed to wrestle.
And somebody needs a Rottweiler with a spike collar on that hole too.
That's all I'm saying. Like, you need some coaches is what you need. And for a nominal fee, soon to be a phenomenal fee, we will take some of this broken pencil knowledge, slice it off, and put it on your plate. Hit the cash out because you waited too long.
No, you rushed it.
I didn't rush it. I went through it the way it's supposed to go.
You know, put some reverence on that. You was reading the script trying to break out for a TV timeout. Nah, bro, we don't do that.
It's time for a late lunch anyway. Go ahead, sock it to my pocket.
I still owe you from the last time though on the real, but that one I got.
I'm saying. I done allowed you to be delinquent for far too long.
Don't be trying to slap my pockets, fam. Pause.
I need vittles.
Oh, hungry ass.
Get your hands out my pocket.
Sock it to my pocket because of something like a film.
You know what? Now I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how honorable a man I am. Cause
nah, you finna do some bullshit.
No.
He gonna send me 22 cents with an IOU.
All right.
I went to school with people like you. I know your stuff.
Live in real time, I want you to tell people what just hit your phone right about now.
All right. Nothing as of yet. Still waiting. Look, you done robbed me and these listeners.
You better talk to them folks at Cash.
Nah, this that bullshit. You late on one payment. This is 10 for fuck out of here. This is trash. This is absolute trash. I demand restitution, Goose.
Send me my money back there, pimp.
No. You owe for this one and you owe for the last one. So
fuck that. I don't owe for this one.
You want me to apply this to your delinquent balance or your current balance?
I do not owe for this one. You weren't even halfway through the spiel, and you rushed it.
Nah, you doing that petty messiah shit when you start shaving numbers off your.
Speaking of, there's a reason why he's not on this show and Ricky Blaine is. So, according to him, he on his Busta Rhymes shit where he only has 2 appearances left. He tried the job and think that last week was part of another appearance act when it's part of a previous appearance that was a 2-part episode. He ain't know.
Yeah, if we recorded it all in one sitting, you don't get two credits for that.
You know what I'm saying? The people heard 1 episode. Guess what? That's 1 appearance, cousin. We edit over here.
You still in the hole though. Pause. You still in the hole for missed time.
Nah,
brother love.
I'm not having that. I'm not having that. No, I'm not going to do that at all.
You protested the last one.
I just paid you for the last one. I'm not paying you for this one.
Man, that's that bullshit.
I protested the last one and still manned up.
Now we finna have all type of contract disputes around here.
I manned up for the last one and just paid you for it. This one right here, this is on the house, fam.
Nah, y'all, you hitting me with that Steve Austin creative. You want me to lose the Brock on free TV?
It's a stunner.
Okay, I'm going home.
Take your ball and go home then, Swab.
That's it. I'm finna go home. I'm finna get the F out.
Ricky Blaine, the pleasure's been all yours.
Man, likewise, man. Appreciate y'all boys.
No. The pleasure has been ours for sure, but no, the pleasure's been all yours for this episode.
Hey, man, appreciate it.
Tell them to send the rest of my money though.
Hey, man, tell the people where they can find you, Ricky.
Well, they can find me. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Ricky Blaine's Way, on Twitter at XRickBlaine X, Facebook at Ricky Blaine. Man, y'all get at your boy, man. Like I say, June 18th, so Mania 2, I'm walking out with Dante Smalley is going down. Welcome to the BG gang, you dig?
There it is. And Suave, take your funky ass $10, go get you some vittles, and take these people to the house.
Pencil pushers. Heads up, pencils down.
Damn it.
You bitch.